Just when you thought it was safe to live again without fear of World War III, the Washington warmongers are threatening to do something insane after 18 consecutive years of warning that America would be in a nuclear war with Russia and China. I've been relaxed and breathing easier since Donald Trump's victory on November 8th. That is, up until last night. I couldn't believe what I was reading last night at approximately 9 p.m. It was a National Public Radio article published about 15 minutes earlier about an interview with lame duck President Barack Hussein Obama. The NPR headline said, "Obama on Russian hacking. We need to take action, and we will." NPR's Steve Inskeep, host of Morning Edition, interviewed America's delusional chief executive. Obama told Inskeep that the U.S. will take action against Russia. Here is a soundbite from Morning Edition that aired today on NPR stations.
When any foreign government tries to impact the integrity of our elections, that we need to take action, and we will, at a time and place of our own choosing. Some of it may be explicit and publicized, some of it may not be. But Mr. Putin is well aware of my feelings about this because I spoke to him directly about it.
Without offering any evidence, Obama continues to maintain that the publication of emails to and from John Podesta and the Democratic National Committee was the work of Russian intelligence agencies. He also claims that Russian agents gave those emails to WikiLeaks for the purpose of defeating Hillary Clinton and electing Donald Trump. He blamed WikiLeaks for Hillary Clinton's defeat. Obama said, quote, "There's no doubt that it contributed to an atmosphere in which the only focus for weeks at a time, months at a time, were Hillary's emails, the Clinton Foundation, political gossip surrounding the DNC," end of quote. Russia responded today. Dmitry Peskov, the spokesman for the Kremlin, said the U.S. needs to show proof or quit talking. He told Interfax, quote, "It is necessary to either stop talking about it or finally produce some evidence," end of quote. Obama also told NPR that he is alarmed that a significant number of Republican voters have a favorable view of Vladimir Putin. Obama said, quote, "This is somebody, the former head of the KGB, who is responsible for crushing democracy in Russia, muzzling the press, throwing dissidents in jail, countering American efforts to expand freedom at every turn, is currently making decisions that's leading to slaughter in Syria, and a big chunk of the Republican Party, which prided itself during the Reagan era and for decades that followed as being the bulwark against Russian influence, now suddenly is embracing him," end of quote. Obama was not the only Washington warmonger beating war drums yesterday. CFR member Ash Carter, Obama's Secretary of Defense, was sharply critical of Russia. Speaking in London Thursday, Mr. Carter said Russian hacking undermines the integrity of America's electoral system. The U.S. defense chief accused Russia of waging. I thought this nightmare was over.
Well, Rick, I think this is the most dangerous period. Like you, we all were able to take a breath when Donald Trump overthrew the pundits and everybody else. Every single mainstream media pundit who said he wouldn't, get elected, all have egg on their face. But let's remember this. All these people are on someone's payroll. And as you and I are speaking today, we're having the headlines on Drudge Showdown. USA demands China return stolen subdrone. The Russians are saying put up or shut up. But here's what's interesting. 3 days ago, actually 4 days ago, I apologize, I had Henry Gruver come into Bozeman, and I put him on video to get a really high-quality, taping of his dream of Russia and the vision God gave him while he was at Carnarvon Castle. And as I was able to really interview him beyond what you can do on the radio, there were facts that he shared that were astonishing to me, even to the point of his feet being frozen in water and then thawing out. The relationship with the Russian, let's just say this government right now, is very testy. One of the things that Obama did in the last 48 hours is gave more orders to move more missiles onto Russia's border. You probably saw that.
Yes.
One of the other things that's very troubling is those of you who are familiar with Hawaii and the island of Kauai, the Navy just ran a missile test off of Kauai, off the Pacific Missile Theater Range, which controls pretty much everything in the Pacific Ocean, every airborne asset, satellites, missiles, submarines, etc. So instead of de-escalating the situation, it appears that everything that is going on in how do I say this, behind the scenes, in the headlines, what you know, what I know, what God is speaking to his people, these things are escalating, Rick. They're very, very much pertinent. And I think that what people have got to understand, and this is critical, the United States government, even under the CIA, Wayne Madsen just ran an article today. Wayne Madsen, former NSA, National Security Agency operative, claiming that Snopes is owned by the CIA. Gee, would that surprise anybody? So if Brennan, who is reported, that's the director of CIA, is reported to be a Muslim, then, Rick, does not everything fall into place? And let's look at a bigger picture. Obviously, when Saudi Arabia threatened Moscow maybe a year, 2 years ago, do you remember that? Vladimir Putin's statement was, you even allow one incident and I'll blow up Mecca. I'll take out Mecca. Why that is critical is obviously if Mecca goes, so does the foundation of Islam. So what is happening now is that this is a full court press at world destabilization by the current administration in conjunction with the present head of the CIA. There's still some good people in the CIA, but they've been either silenced, outed, or unfortunately many of them have died. But the point that I'm trying to make is this. Everybody has to keep in the front of their, if you will, their foreknowledge and what's immediately before them, this single issue. In order to bring about the Muslim caliphate, rule under those who absolutely will allow no other religion to exist, there has to be a nuclear war. So if you've got the head of the CIA reported to be a Muslim, you've got Obama, no question there, and you've got the DHS hacking the election results now in 3 states, claiming they were rogue